One thing that I like to hammer in all of my classes is proper search technique and proper search etiquette. All right. For me, it's in a 3-point stance with one leg out, back on my back leg, so that I don't fall through a hole when I find one or fall through a soft floor, but also it keeps me in that combat ready position. This doesn't have anything to do with thermal imaging as much as it does just good search etiquette and good search posture, so that I'm combat ready and battle ready the entire search, and I can quickly and efficiently locate victims inside the fire. But it does also put me in a good position to where I can grab my camera and use my camera when I need to. It's also ambidextrous for me. I can use that same stance when I'm stretching lines, which I don't do very often on a ladder company, but I can use it when I'm searching, when I'm stretching lines, whatever I need to do, I can use that same stance. All right. It gets me out, keeps my hand on the wall if I need it to. But one of the other things that we preach is you've also got to get comfortable being off the wall when necessary. All right. We cannot stay. If you have a 20 by 20, and trust me, the area that I work in, there are bedrooms and there are dining rooms and great rooms that are larger than 20 by 20. If I've got a wide open room that's 20 by 20 with zero visibility, I'm going to have to come off that wall at some point to search the center of the room, center of that space. It's going to have to happen. You're going to have to find those ways, whether it be a thermal imaging camera or whether it be some other type of orientation, to keep yourself oriented inside the structure when you're searching. All right. Sizing up the search. All right, we size up every operation that we do on a fireground. We size up hose stretches. We size up ventilation. We're also sizing up the search. All right, tactical 360 if you have the ability to, but typically that's going to be done by that first due crew. I have a crew that that kind of humors me a little bit on this. I may not get a full 360 before we start a search, but I'm going to at least get a look at 3 sides. I'm going to get a look at the rear, and I'm going to get a look at the 2 sides as we're walking up to the structure, front, and at least the B or C side, or at least the other side of the structure if I can. All right. My crew's going to go straight to the door. They're going to size up the door. They're going to size up the opening. They're going to force the door if necessary, and they're going to get ready for me to come in behind them when I've made that quick look to the rear of the structure. What am I looking for? Is there a victim hanging out the 3rd floor that I need to redirect my crew to grab ladders to come around to the 3rd floor so that we can grab that victim before we commit inside? Do I need to split my crew and send one in VES the rear, take the other 2 inside? These are all different tactics that we can think about using once you've been trained on that aspect of things. Where and when to begin the search, like I talked about a little while ago, and this is really where that thermal imaging camera is going to come in handy straight off the bat as soon as we come off the truck. That highest thermal threat, or where is the highest probability of where victims are going to be. Highest thermal threat. Where's the fire? Where's it going? Where's it been? How bad is it? What's the thermal severity of where we're looking at? How close can I get to the seat of the fire and start my search working back? All right. But also, again, where are victims most likely to be? VES scenario is grandma standing in the front yard saying, my baby's in that window right there pointing directly at the window. Am I really worried as much about where the fire is and where any other potential victims are at that point? No, I have a high probability that one's right there. We're going right there. Now, we search that room, nobody's there, we come out, we start our standard search. Again, highest probability, highest thermal threat, highest probability of victim location. I talk about a 7-sided search of the structure. All right, we all talk about our 7-sided search of a room, of the environment. Everybody knows that there's 6 sides to a room. All right, floor, ceiling, 4 walls. All right, but what's the 7th side? 7th side is the inside. It's the thermal threat. It's the thermal environment that you're inside at that point. What's the heat conditions inside the room? What is the layout of the room? Are we in a bedroom? Are we in a dining room? Are we in a living room? Is there couches? Do I see a potential victim? That's that 7th side, that thermal side, the thermal protective. Creating a search plan, all right, and communicating that plan to your crew. Now, Mike Tyson said it best. I do believe that everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth, and that is absolutely true. All right, but creating that search plan and directing it back to your crew, letting them know what your plan is and what the plan is going inside gets everybody on the same page. All right, so I'm going to tell my crew, all right, guys, fire's on the 2nd floor, Charlie Delta corner. We're going to start there, work our way back down the hallway. My 2 firefighters' names are Matt and Mason. So I'm going to take Matt, I'm going to put him in rooms on the left-hand side of the hall, and Mason and put him in rooms on the right-hand side of the wall, right-hand side of the hall, excuse me. And I'll be at a stationary location where I can monitor both their progress. I'll show you some videos of that here in just a few minutes. But we're going to talk about that. I'm going to let them know what that search plan is. And that's also something that can start well before you actually perform this primary search in the training environment. Working with your crew and developing that rapport on how you're going to go about the tactical aspects of doing the search. All right. And as always, be intelligently aggressive. Search for fire, but search for life too. Or search for life, but search for fire too. We're always looking for the seed of fire so that we can get lines in there as quickly as possible. The fastest and best way, and it kills me to say this as a truck guy, but the fastest and best way that we can save lives in structure fire is to put the fire out.